it's Alirien, and we are at Mechacon Omega this weekend.
Is that where we are?
He's the worst. I can't take him anywhere. As the intro said, we are at Mechacon Omega this weekend, which is right here in New Orleans, and as the name Omega suggests, this is actually the final run of Mechacon, because as I understand it, the organizers who, started the con back in 2005 decided that there are enough other cons in the Gulf area now that they are no longer needed, so the organizers are going to move on to other projects. But I have never been to Mechacon, so I wanted to see what it was like, at least in its last run, and it's been fun so far. I had a little mishap with my hair elastic this morning. The old rubber bands snapped overnight, and we tried to make do by just tying them, but they still snapped again. So we had to quickly run over to CVS and get some regular hair ties because I forgot all of my regular hair ties. I got it re-braided as best as I can. The wig is kind of layered, so not all of the hair wants to stay. It's doing better than it was before. We've walked around the vendor hall. We got a couple of goodies. I will show y'all all of the goodies at the end when we're done with the con for the weekend, just so it's all in one foul swoop. So far so good. I've had various people say that they love the costume and recognize that I'm Wednesday right away because she's a very recognizable character, thank goodness. One person so far has asked for my photo. A couple of people have said that their friends or daughters or whoever would love to see them and they wish they were around. I passed one other Wednesday in the artisan hall. She looked at me and she goes, Wednesday? I said Wednesday, and we just kept walking, so that was kind of fun. A lot of people have appreciated Chris and his kilt. The opening ceremonies are at 4. We may go to that. If not, the next event of interest is there are 2 panels that are at the same time, but in neighboring rooms that I'm interested in. I'm not sure which one I would prefer to go to exactly. One is on special effects makeup for cosplay, and one is on posing and safety in posing for photography. I don't know which one I would rather go to. I'll give it a long hard think and figure it out. For now, we're just hanging out in the room. I'm giving my feet a little bit of a rest before I put the heels back on and go back downstairs. I think the half-mile hustle to the CVS and back did not do my feet any favors. I also need to do better about practicing wearing my heels for several hours at a time before wearing them for all-day events like this. This hotel is really nice. They've got very fancy little kiosks for calling the elevators. The food is really good. We ordered pizza last night and we went by 8 Brick today. Hey y'all, sorry about that cut off there. My camera died. And then we went and did other stuff, so I'm out of my costume already. But we went to the opening ceremony.
One of the traditions that we started back in 2006, I think it was, in our second show. It was...
Yeah, once we survived the first one, and he said, yeah, let's make a tradition.
It was lovely. I cried a little bit, and I went to a panel on FX makeup. They talked about different types of products and recommendations and stuff as far as doing prosthetics, doing body paint, doing false hair, tattoos, stuff like that. Everything beyond just like plain old makeup. The 2 biggest takeaways: I am avoiding water-based makeup at all costs because I live in a humid southern place, so I'm gonna sweat a lot. And I need to do better about remembering that once I apply a powder product to my face, I cannot apply cream back onto that powder. I had a little issue with the first foundation that I put on this morning, which is a paler foundation. You can actually probably see a little bit in the hair right around close to my face. I used probably more than I should have to get it really even and not streaky. I did concealer and that was fine. I powdered, I did other stuff, and I noticed one little splotch and tried to touch it up, and it just started causing problems. So I took it all off and used my other foundation and went from there. Sorry, we have the opening ceremony on the TV right now. All the liquids out of the way first, then powder, then stick with powder makeup the rest of the time. That will help in the future. Yeah, oh, and I have entered the cosplay contest. This is the first time I will be competing. The novice slots were all full, so I'm only going to be in the exhibition, which I think just gets a trophy. I don't think you win any monetary awards for exhibition because they don't judge you for craftsmanship, but it's still a step in the right direction for me. That meetup is tomorrow at 1:30, and they're gonna run me through, you know, walking and everything, get the order down, and then the actual contest is at 3. And since I don't have to worry about prejudging, I'm pretty much free until the meetup before the contest. We walked around the vendor hall a lot. We've got several goodies. I'm sure they're not the only ones. I will definitely be getting as much footage of Kim tomorrow as possible because this is the debut con for that. This was the debut con for both costumes, but this is the debut of Kim. So when I signed up for the contest, I mentioned what character, and as she's writing it down, she goes, and now I'm excited to see it. I'm like, okay. The elevator game has been fun. For the last several hours, the elevators have had so many people trying to use them to go up and down that they've reached their limit of how many floors can be programmed to go to at that time. Once it clears a floor, it'll take programming for another floor. If it doesn't have a chance to clear out all its floors before it gets called, it's never gonna come to whatever floor you need it, you know? So I kept trying to call my floor and I just kept getting, sorry, please try again, sorry, please try again. That's pretty much everything we did today. But yeah, I got a nifty wooden Lazy Susan. We got gifts for a couple of people. My friend's birthday is next Thursday and her daughter's birthday was this past week, so we've got goodies for them. I got a plushie and a fan and a card compendium thing for D&D. Oh, and I got a fancy ramen bowl with chopsticks and a little chopstick holder. I'll show you all the goodies at the end of the video. Good stuff. We're pretty much settled in for the night. He's big chillin' over there. So you will probably hear from me again tomorrow. You will be greeted by Kim in the morning. Till then. Hey y'all, so we are currently waiting for the pre-meetup for the contest. We're not actually supposed to get together till 1:30, but a lot of people wanted to figure out where to go beforehand, so we're just kind of sitting here. Chris has gone upstairs to grab my fan for me because it's very, very warm right here. For some reason, in like the hallways and stuff, there's not very much airflow, so unless you're moving, it gets very hot very quickly. I'm excited to do this. Several people have asked for pictures and I've been handing out cards. We fed the dice goblin obsession a little bit and got some dice earlier. All in all, it's been a very, very good day so far. Expect footage from the contest after this. Chris will be in the audience, but yeah. Today at 5 p.m. was officially the close of the very last Mechacon. You can look at me while I talk for a second. It was very sad. This was the only one I ever got to go to, but I cried. And if I cried, I know how emotional people who grew up with this place and found friends and family at this place could feel. Like, I can only imagine. They issued an official order to decommission Crescent Station, and they struck the colors, took down the United Fleet and United Marines flags and the Crescent Station flag, folded and passed the flags to individuals representing the three groups, and the two mascots came out and hugged and said bye to everybody, and there were two standing ovations, one at the very beginning and one at the very end. It was beautiful. They even had a video of just like end credits with all of the names of the organizers and the coordinators and everyone at the Mecha Maid clubhouse and the names of the two cosplayers who were the mascots and everything. So it was gorgeous. Now that it's over, we've got one more night in the hotel because I refuse to ever check out on the last day of a convention. That's just not smart. I'd like an extra night to pack and deal with everything, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the majority of our haul. We have one item that has been commissioned, so we will show that off at a future date when it's finished, but this is everything for now. First, so that he can sit down and not have to feel like he has to stand there, we got a couple of the Mechacon t-shirts. They had these specifically made for this year, obviously. The lore with Mechacon is you are being able to be transported 300 years in the future to the 24th century. So the years for the cons will be the actual years, but also the canon years of 23 insert date. And because they missed last year, they were able to do this with the 23 to 1. And on the back, there's Jet and Z, Jupiter, and the Omega sign, and then the reference that they made basically everywhere for this year. See you, Space Cowboy. Which, for those who don't know, is of course a reference to Cowboy Bebop. We also got this one. This is from 2019. This is their 15th year t-shirt. 2019 was 2319, so they made a reference to Monsters Inc. Code 2319 is the contamination code. So there's just a sock on the upper left shoulder, and it says 2319 across the bottom. Here's everything else. All gathered together. I'll go through everything. Oh, I almost forgot. So we went to buy Tea Turtle and we got a shirt and some socks and a pin. He got these beautiful socks with the wolf, and there's a health meter and his inventory and everything. The rest of them are over here. And I got this one. This was a con exclusive, and I had to, because it's a Void Kitty and drawing a pentacle, and yeah. And then I got the Ranger Fox socks to match his warrior wolf, and the Hexy Witch pin, and then he got a second pair of socks with the Gryffindor kitty, because while he's never taken the sorting quiz, we're pretty sure that Mr. Man over there would be in Gryffindor. Pecos Pete's was here. They have tea and soda. Basically, you buy the cup, keep the tag on it, you can get free refills all day, every day of the convention as long as the booth is open. We got some art, which you see back there. He got the Legend of Zelda, which is done in a somewhat traditional Japanese watercolor style. And then I got Kiki and Gigi because I couldn't not do it. And then we also got this one, which is inspired by Cowboy Bebop, which is part of our friend Jean's birthday gift. Also at the Mechacon merch table, we got this. It's from 2317, but it's a shot glass with the Crescent Station logo. Because I really like this logo. It's the Mechacon gear, the crescent moon for Crescent Station, because New Orleans is the Crescent City, and the little bitty fleur-de-lis on the sides. I got a ramen bowl with a beautiful design of the moon and the rabbits and waves, and it is a reference to the Japanese story of the rabbit on the moon who makes mochi, which I thought was just absolutely adorable. It's a nice big deep bowl. They provided a pair of wooden chopsticks, and I also got a chopstick rest of a little cherry blossom branch with a cherry blossom. I got a couple things at the booth where this was. This is a car air freshener. It is cherry limeade scented, and it looks like a little fruity bubble tea, which I thought was adorable. Whenever the scent fades, I'll probably keep it as decoration somewhere because it's so cute. I also got this bad boy. Big ol' fan, and as you can see, it says roll for initiative. This is going to be put to good use in future sessions that I DM where combat ensues. Players will
combat in your sessions?
uncalled for. I love the snap. Oh, sounds so good. That has been my new favorite toy. There's the Pocket Compendium here. It's a little vinyl card wallet, and it came with a blank deck of cards, which are back here, so that you can write on the cards whatever stuff you want to keep track of, and you just slide them all into the book. You got a little Pocket Compendium for your character. Chris got a giant 3D printed D20. This is his new DM20, and he's gonna paint the numbers himself with a color of his choosing. We got some sets of dice, and if you bought 2 sets of dice above a certain price, you got the free roll tray. So that's what this is. I got these, which it's hard to see in this light, but well, you can kind of see it. They are blue sandstone, which is a man-made stone. It's basically glass with a specific metal that creates the blue tone. And then we have these metal dice that Chris picked up. Beautiful gold with the red detail, and then the blue background, the very pretty numbers. A very beautiful set. We found a Roy Mustang Funko Pop, which is the other part of Jean's birthday present, because we are pretty sure she doesn't have this one, and he's got the flame on his finger, which is great. Some bath salts that Chris got, the droids, patchouli, celestial, and flowery herbs. It's a nice masculine sort of musky smell. He's not sure how he's gonna use it because he's not really one who takes baths, but it'll just be nice to have. And then I got something fell over. I got this Lydia's Spell Milk Bubble Bath, which is black cherry, pomegranate, and spice. Since he had to pick it up, this is a Lazy Susan that we found from a wood carver who is also doing the piece that he has commissioned. It spins beautifully, and it is the Three Sisters Bed and Breakfast Children Stay Free at the Sanderson house. It is, of course, a reference to Hocus Pocus, and this is for me, yes, I admit, but it's also for my mom, because Mom and I both love Hocus Pocus and Disney and Halloween. It is for Mom, for our kitchen, and we're gonna get some really good use out of it. So, and then lastly, Mew is for me, because Mew is adorable and I love Mew. And we got Lapras for Jean's daughter Izzy, whose birthday just passed this past week. And we couldn't come to an anime convention and not get something for Izzy.
Our resident weeb.
Right. That is everything. I'm so glad I got through it, because my battery has been flashing that it's about to die for the past couple of minutes. I'm so excited to put all these things to use. Good souvenirs from the final Mechacon. I should have waited till my mouth wasn't full of cinnamon roll to start recording.
Look how much cinnamon roll we have.
Look at this thing. This is massive. Oh, we knew about it during the convention, but we got really excited yesterday because somebody in the vendor hall had gotten a big box with a bunch of donuts and one of these massive cinnamon rolls, and we saw that and we're like, we gotta get some before we leave. Our breakfast, or I guess brunch at this point, is a giant cinnamon roll. I have a key lime donut in there, and we got some regular glazed as well. Just in case. We have checked out and we'll be on the way home soon. We're actually hanging out with my friend Hannah a little bit at Crescent City Comics, and then we shall head home. Mechacon is over. I'm mostly bummed because this was the last one and it was the only one I was ever able to go to. Like, as emotional as I was, I know that a lot more people were so devastated that this would be the last one. It allowed them to, you know, have their run and do everything on their terms without having to change to meet the expectations of the changing convention landscape. And it opens the door for everyone who was a part of this convention to move on to bigger and better things.
This is a pretty good convention. I mean, this is only our first time.
This was the only time we'll ever get to do it, but it was a very good convention. I didn't realize when we first got here that this one was so focused on anime. There's like gaming and some other stuff, but for the most part, it's anime and Japanese culture and Transformers and mechs and stuff, hence Mechacon. So this was a nice first convention following everything, and I'm very glad that this was the first one back that we got to go to instead of Dragon Con being the first one, because Dragon Con is so huge, it would have been so much more overwhelming.
Culture shock.
Yeah, we had to readjust to convention life for this one. Thank you, Mechacon. Thank you to the organizers for everything y'all have done over the past 16 years. I'm very sorry that the first time I was able to come was y'all's last run, but I'm still glad I got to be a part of it, even if I was a little tiny small part. And I'm very glad for the opportunities and the experiences that this has provided. And I wish you all luck in any and all of your future endeavors that you may embark upon. You should be very proud. All right, we're gonna get going because we've got a friend waiting on us.